Hi there everybody, Blake here today with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Sunday, May the 16th, about 2 p.m. and I'm going to do the one cast for you today. Let's see. So today I've boated up here. I'm setting an Andy Williams flat spot locked currently at the moment, and we're gonna use the fly rod today. Here I have the Redington Crosswater. It is a 5-weight 9-foot 4-piece rod. That's the logo on it, kind of the rod color there, and we sell these ones up in the shop. This is a 5 to 6 weight rudder reel. We also sell that in the shop. And that has the rudder fly line on it as well. Let's see. So, I am going to fish this today. I've got another fly rod set up the same way down there. Here we have a big old airlock bobber, followed by, we've got probably about 13 foot total here in leader length, down to 5X tippet. We've got two AAA size split shots right there, and a number 12, and this looks like a rainbow dubbing, rainbow scud here. And that's been fished well with already. Okay. So, one thing I do to make sure I'm set at the right depth, I pull my bobber all the way up to the rod tip, drop it down. I know I've got 9-foot of rod there. I've got another 2.5 foot hanging down below, so 11.5 or so. That should be just about right. And we're going to take it off spot lock here. I'm just going to kind of cast around until we get the boat drifting to speed here. We're having some difficulties with our audio equipment right now. We got some new stuff ordered. It's not here yet. So I've got a camera laying right here listening to me just in case the mic stops working. Okay. Fishing reports for the day. I actually haven't really got to talk to anybody. I know we had some people sitting on the dock this morning that limited out. They were using power bait, and they had a scud on actually below their power bait, and they were casting out and just letting it swing in the current off the dock. And I guess they were catching some on the scuds, so the fish down by our dock might be seeing scuds drifting by. More cast. No, I'm not. I am hooked up on the bottom. That probably broke everything. So let's go ahead and say nothing officially on the first cast there. I do know that the guides are still dragging the scuds outside of the trophy area. I know Bill Babler's been doing some jerkbait dragging up here, And they caught a 24-inch brown yesterday doing that. And the only difference on this setup here is the scud is a regular gray scud. I've had less reports of scud bite up here in the trophy area. And I know that anytime it seems like the scuds move downstream and the bite gets a little harder up here, that I can usually do better underneath an indicator like I have now. So that's why I chose to come back up here and try it with the indicator. I think that the indicator gives it maybe a little more natural of a flow down the stream. And when the fish aren't looking for it as much, it gets that little bit more natural presentation. Maybe tricks a few more fish into hitting the scud. We got some good wind blowing today. It's about 80, 82, 83 degrees out here right now, a little warmer than we've had. And kind of feel the pressure moving in. We've got some rain coming in the next few days. Not very high chances. I don't think that it'll accumulate to a lot, but I know I checked Table Rock's level last night. It was at 918, just a little bit above 918. Dropping steadily and slowly, but if we get even just a couple inches of rain, it might push it up into the 920 range. It'll really depend on what Beaver Lake gets too, because if they get more rain than us up there, then we will see we'll see their water come this way, because they'll have to release it. Levi came up here the other night and he went all the way up to the cable. Oh, you know what I was supposed to do? I was supposed to clap at the beginning of the video to make sure that we could hear the audio on the other camera. But Levi came up here the other night to break in a pontoon boat, and he threw the scuds underneath the indicator here. And he said he was catching them even all the way up at the cable still, and a fairly good bite at that. So sometimes whenever the bite gets a little harder, I think it's better to go to an indicator and float stuff underneath an indicator. And I think that getting out the jerk baits up here and dragging them across the bottom is a good bet too. You're just gonna have to find the spots where the gravel on the bottom isn't covered in moss. Not nearly as many boats out on the water today. We personally had quite a few boats, over 20 boats on the water at one point yesterday. I'm gonna pull this in and just make sure that I don't have any moss on my scud. I haven't had a bite in a while, and my scud looks clean. you always want to be able to see that indicator kind of ticking. That means that your weight is touching the bottom like it's supposed to be. And like I said, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, kind of not one of the most preferable times to be out here. It might be that I need to scoot out a little deeper. I'm over here kind of on the super shallow side of things by the golf course right now. So I'm going to scoot the boat about 10 or 15 foot to the left here and just try a little deeper water. Those trout do not like that sun shining in their eyes. Alright, we'll try right here. I haven't heard too much about the shad bite being super hot. I know that you can still come up here in the trophy area and work the white jigs or the shad flies and catch a few. I think that maybe somewhat the bite has slowed down on that a little bit. I don't know if that's because they're not seeing shad at the moment. They don't always come over the floodgates when they turn them on. It just kind of depends on which direction the wind is blowing and where the schools of shad are at on Table Rock. I've also heard some reports the last couple days of the bite just being a little bit slower than it has been, which is to be expected. They can't always be pigging out like they were for the last week. I know that Captain Dwayne's still having a lot of success early in the mornings on the Signature Series jerkbaits. Not dragging them, but actually throwing them against the banks and working them back to the boat. They've been catching some really nice quality fish. Water temperatures are right at about 49, 50 degrees now, which trout typically prefer their water between 50 to 55 degrees. That kind of gets them a little more active than when it's super cold. I'm just gonna pull this in and make sure I don't have any moss still. I do have a little bit of moss. I did get an interesting report from somebody. They went down to Roark Creek and Turkey Creek to try to find some fish and not have to be out in the current so much, and they said that they did not catch a fish there. So it's possible that the trout have kind of, now that the water temperature out here is warmed up again, that they've kind of moved back out. I'm really surprised I haven't even had so much as a bite here. Oh, that was definitely a bite. We got a bunch of, at least 3 or 4 new hat colors in today. So if you're a big hat person like I am, I had to stop and get a couple of them. This is one I'm wearing, is one of them. Whenever I'm drifting along, I always like to make sure that my line's staying pretty straight here, or at least mended upstream. If that line gets a big loop in it and it gets pulled downstream, it'll pull your fly faster than the current, faster than you want it to. It won't make a good presentation. And then I always try to keep as little amount of line between my bobber and the end of my rod. That will allow you to set the hook faster. And the fish just don't seem very hungry right now. Not at least for what I brought. I haven't heard too many people using any other colors of the jigs lately. But I think that would be worth a try if you're going to be out here. Get out one of the all sculpin jigs, or sculpin and ginger, or the tri-olives. Black and white is sometimes a killer out here. It's one of my favorite jigs to throw. spot right here in front of Eagle Island, I can almost always count on a bite on a scud here, and it is nothing here either. Well, I didn't come prepared with any jigging rods or anything today, and we're almost to the end of Eagle Island now, so I'm gonna give the victory over to the fish today. We thank you guys for watching. Like and share the video, and we'll get out here with a different game plan tomorrow and see if we can find a fish. Thanks for watching today, guys.